Welcome back to the channel. I am truly glad you're here, because every single week there is so much to talk about, so many unexpected turns, and so many moments that leave us all wondering what's going to happen next. The beauty of these stories is that they are never predictable. One moment, everything feels steady and certain, and in the next moment, it all unravels. That is what keeps us coming back, and that is why we gather here, to reflect on it all, to share reactions, and to keep the conversation alive long after the credits roll. This channel isn't just about recapping episodes. It's about building a space where fans, new and old, can come together to talk about the characters, the choices, the romances, the rivalries, and the betrayals. We all see these moments differently, and the discussion is what makes it worthwhile. That's why I encourage you to be part of it. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss a recap or a breakdown of what's happening. If you've been here for a while, you know how much it helps when you support by liking the video, because it allows us to keep growing this community and reaching more people who love these stories just as much as we do. I also want to remind you that your voice matters here. The comment section is open for your thoughts, your theories, and your predictions. Tell me what stood out the most to you this week. Tell me what frustrated you, what excited you, and what you think the writers might be setting up for the weeks ahead. Sometimes the best part of the experience isn't just what happens on screen, but the way we connect with each other about it. And finally, don't keep this conversation to yourself. Share the video with other fans, friends, family, or anyone who appreciates the kind of drama and storytelling that only a show like this can deliver. The more perspectives we have, the more dynamic and engaging the discussion becomes. So take a moment to settle in, clear your mind, and get ready, because we are about to step into another week filled with unexpected surprises, emotional turns, and the kind of drama that keeps us all coming back. This is your weekly recap, and it's time to break it all down together. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is your home for soap opera breakdowns, deep dive commentary, and passionate discussion on everything happening in the bold and the beautiful. If you have ever found yourself yelling at the television, pacing the room during a cliffhanger, or rewatching the most dramatic moments just to catch every detail, then you belong right here with us. Before we jump into today's incredible recap, I want to take a moment to remind you to hit the like button. It may seem like a small gesture, but it makes an enormous difference for the channel. It lets me know that you are enjoying the content, and it helps new soap fans discover this community so they too can join the conversation. While you are at it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. Subscribing ensures that you are always up to date with the latest recaps, spoiler discussions, predictions, and fan theories. Trust me when I say, with the kind of stories that are unfolding right now, you do not want to miss a single upload. Now, let me talk about something equally important, the comments section. This channel is not just about me giving you a recap, it is about all of us coming together as a community. The bold and the beautiful thrives on debate, speculation, and strong opinions, and I want to hear yours. Was Hope right to reassure Katie that Elektra deserves love and happiness, even in the face of all the chaos surrounding her? Was Luna standing up to Bill an act of courage, or was it reckless defiance that will only cause more pain down the road? And was his decision to spill the truth to Elektra an act of honesty, or has he lit a fuse that will detonate and destroy everything around them? I want you to leave your thoughts below, defend your side, and react to the points made by other viewers. This channel is at its best when it becomes a place for lively and respectful conversation, and your voice is what makes that possible. And one more thing, share this video. Share it with fellow soap fans, with family members who grew up watching the show, with friends who are just starting to get hooked, and even with your online groups. The more people we bring into this circle, the richer the conversations become. There is nothing quite like watching a community of soap lovers grow, and that only happens when you spread the word. So get ready, because what we are about to cover is packed with drama, secrets, and emotional fireworks. This is The Bold and the Beautiful, Monday, September 22nd, 2025, and this is one episode that will have people talking for a very long time. Now, let's dive in. Tuesday's episode pulled the rug out from underneath everyone, delivering shock, heartbreak, and the kind of twists only soaps can bring. For weeks, the question of what really happened the night of the party has hung over Will like a dark cloud. Today, the truth finally spilled out, and the fallout was nothing short of explosive. Will, weighed down by guilt and confusion, opened up about that night. In his heart, he believed he had crossed a line with Elektra, the woman who had been closest to him, the one he thought he had betrayed in the worst possible way. But the truth came crashing down with a revelation so twisted it could only belong in this world. It wasn't Elektra at all. It was Luna, wearing Elektra's mask, manipulating the night to her own advantage, and leaving Will to suffer the consequences of her deception. The pain etched across Elektra's face told the entire story. Imagine hearing that the man you care about thought he was with you, when in fact it was someone else entirely, a woman using your image to take your place. For Elektra, the betrayal runs deep, cutting through trust, love, and identity. And yet, as she stood there, listening, you could see the battle within her heart, torn between anger at Will, devastation over the betrayal, and a flicker of sympathy for a man who himself had been tricked. Meanwhile, Luna showed no remorse. Instead, she stood tall, her voice unwavering, her ambition clear. She insisted that she would marry Will, that their child bound them together forever, and that she would prove herself to be the perfect wife and mother. To Luna, this isn't a scandal, it's destiny. And she's not about to let anyone, not even Elektra, stand in her way. Katie, on the other hand, was beside herself with worry. As Will's mother, her heart breaks for the son who has been caught in a nightmare of lies and manipulation. She sees Elektra's pain, she fears Luna's dangerous determination, and she knows the road ahead will test her family in ways they may not survive. Every choice Will makes now carries consequences, not just for him, but for the women caught in this tangled web, and for the child at the center of it all. Today's episode reminded us of a powerful truth: a single mask can change everything. One night of deception has spiraled into a storm that threatens love, family, and future. And as the dust settles, we're left to wonder, will Elektra find the strength to forgive? Will Will resist Luna's iron grip? Or has destiny already been rewritten by a woman who refuses to lose? One thing is certain. Tuesday, September 23, 2025, left us with more questions than answers, and the sense that this is only the beginning of a battle that will change lives forever. What a Wednesday it was in Los Angeles, a day filled with confessions, confrontations, and choices that will echo far beyond today. Deacon, never one to back down when the truth is staring him in the face, finally confronted Sheila after overhearing her secretive talk with Lee. The words he caught were enough to rattle him to his core: Luna is alive. His voice cracked with equal parts fury and heartbreak as he demanded answers, pressing Sheila to admit what she's kept buried for far too long. Sheila, cornered and exposed, struggled to maintain control, but the truth is now out in the open, and nothing will ever be the same. Meanwhile, in the midst of the chaos, Remy and Dickie found themselves clinging tighter to one another. The Luna drama may have threatened to tear them apart, but instead it drew them closer. In a heartfelt moment of tenderness, they reaffirmed their love, promising to weather every storm together. Their embrace served as a striking contrast to the turmoil swirling around them, proof that even in the darkest hours, love can be a guiding light. At the Spencer mansion, Katie and Bill sat down for a conversation that was equal parts practical and emotional. With Luna's baby's future hanging in the balance, the two wrestled with what raising the child would mean, not only for them, but for their entire family. Old wounds surfaced, new responsibilities loomed, and the weight of their decision hung heavy in the air. It wasn't just about a baby, it was about legacy, forgiveness, and the courage to start anew. And just when it seemed like the day couldn't carry any more bombshells, Will finally let down his walls. Sitting across from Elektra, he confessed the truth about what really happened with Luna. His voice shook, his guilt was raw, and the confession landed like a thunderclap. Elektra's reaction was a mix of shock and heartbreak, as every word from Will's lips threatened to unravel the fragile trust between them. One truth exposed another lie, and the fallout promises to be just as explosive as the revelation itself. September 24th wasn't just another day, it was a turning point. Secrets shattered, love was tested, families were challenged, and confessions cut deeper than ever before. On Thursday, September 25th, the atmosphere inside the mansion was thick with tension and revelation. Will finally opened up to Elektra, admitting that Luna had taken advantage of him while he was drunk. His confession left Elektra reeling, torn between disbelief, anger, and heartbreak, as the truth shattered the fragile trust between them. Meanwhile, Bill asserted his control over the chaos by placing the mansion on lockdown while Luna remained inside. At the same time, he made a bold attempt to make amends with Katie, hoping to repair the cracks in their relationship, though his sudden efforts raised questions about whether his motives were sincere or simply an act of desperation. Elsewhere, Deacon confronted Sheila directly, demanding to know the full story about Luna and her web of deceit. Sheila, caught between protecting her own secrets and revealing the truth, danced a dangerous line that only heightened the drama. And at the center of it all was Luna herself, taking a twisted satisfaction in the turmoil she had unleashed. She stood firm as Elektra was forced to hear about her connection to Will and the baby, seeming to revel in the pain it caused. It was a day filled with confessions, confrontations, and calculated moves, proof that in this world, no secret stays hidden, and every truth comes with consequences. Elektra's life has just been shattered in a way she never imagined possible. For so long, she believed she had finally found stability, that Will was the one man she could trust above all others. She believed their future was written in stone, that their love was unbreakable. But fate had other plans. In one devastating instant, her entire world collapsed. The revelation that Luna was not only alive but carrying Will's baby ripped through her like a knife. The very air around her seemed to stop, the ground beneath her crumbled, and the man she thought she could count on confessed to a betrayal that left her in ruins. Will's words may have been honest, but honesty does not heal a broken heart. In fact, it was the truth itself that left Elektra reeling, crushed, and unsure if she could ever love him again. How do you move forward when the very foundation of your life has been obliterated? That's the question Elektra must now face. And while her pain hangs heavy, another storm brews in the shadows of Bill and Katie's world. Luna's pregnancy has become the secret they are determined to guard, a truth they've decided to lock away until a paternity test confirms the father's identity. But secrets always carry weight, and that weight grows heavier by the day. Keeping silent might protect their family in the short term, but when the truth finally bursts into the light, as it always does, will the fallout be worth the silence? Yet even in the midst of secrecy, something deeply personal surfaced. Bill, the man who has loved, lost, and battled his way through so many trials, finally revealed what has long been locked in his heart. He confessed his feelings to Katie. Those words, those admissions, carried with them years of longing, regret, and hope. Could this confession reignite what they once had, building a bridge back to the love that once defined them? Or will this just add more fire to the chaos already surrounding their family? That single moment, Bill finally opening his heart, might be one of the most pivotal turning points in their story. And while one man bears his soul, another is consumed by anger and betrayal. Deacon, who has tried time and again to rebuild a life, discovered that Sheila, the woman he allowed into his heart, had kept yet another soul-crushing secret. She knew Luna was alive all along. That revelation was the final straw, breaking the fragile thread of trust that held them together. Deacon's fury erupted, and in that moment, he walked away from Sheila, determined never to be played for a fool again. But Deacon is not a man who stands still for long. Fueled by desperation, anger, and maybe even a sliver of hope, he turned to someone unexpected, Taylor. Seeking her guidance, seeking her counsel, and perhaps even seeking absolution. This decision could alter the course of everything, not just for him but for everyone connected to this tangled web. Think about what's at play here: Elektra's broken heart and uncertain future. Bill and Katie's dangerous silence, teetering on the edge of exposure. Luna's fragile hope, believing that this child will open doors into a family that may never accept her. Deacon's desperate plea for guidance, which could ripple into consequences no one sees coming. Each thread of this story is pulling tighter and tighter, weaving a web so complex that someone is bound to be caught, someone is bound to fall, and someone is bound to lose everything. And this is what makes soap operas so addictive: the heartbreak, the passion, the secrets, the betrayals. Every choice made in the shadows finds its way into the light. Every lie told echoes louder with time. Every secret kept eventually becomes the spark that burns everything down. And we are standing right at the edge of that fire. So, if this week's revelations had you on the edge of your seat, know this: the twists are only getting bigger, the betrayals are only cutting deeper, and the heartbreak is only beginning. What's next will shake every character to their core, and you will not want to miss a single beat. That's why I want to thank you for watching and remind you, if you've been caught up in this tangled web of love, lies, and shocking truths, make sure you hit that like button to show your support. Drop your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments below. I want to hear what you think Elektra will do, how Katie will respond to Bill's confession, and whether Deacon's plea to Taylor will change the game. Share this video with your fellow soap fans so they can dive into the drama right along with us. And most importantly, subscribe to this channel so you'll never miss the next shocking twist, the next earth-shattering reveal, or the next heartbreaking goodbye. Because if you think this week was explosive, just wait until you see what happens next. The drama is only beginning, and the best, or the worst, is still to come.